What's up? We got a sketchbook tour today. This one went from May 18th to July 31st. I just finished this like 2 days ago. So first page, I'm not gonna go into like every page, like what it is. It's like some pages don't have much to show, so this is with the pilot parallel. I take advantage of the first page because it can't really bleed through this cover, so yeah, we use that. Second page, same thing, but then I realized that the ink bleeds through a little bit. A little tank, some figures. I did an X-wing. We did this comic here. I was planning on doing like this same little strip on multiple pages, like to do like an ongoing story, but I guess I just didn't really care that much. I lost interest. Here, this is when the Sailor Moon thing was going on, so we painted her there. Some watercolor stuff, a skeleton and a skull here. Here's a self-portrait. This sketchbook is really good for self-portraits because I guess I drew a lot of them and they came out incrementally better with each one that I drew. So some more watercolor stuff. Here's a reference to the red comic that I did in my last sketchbook. There's a sketchbook tour video on that one if you guys want to see it. Here's the regular filler characters getting in. Some guns. I had like this comic idea for like this war comic. I don't know if you heard my stomach growl. This war comic, so I drew guns and stuff. Here's more guns. Here's some little banter going on. A little tank up here. Here's a little watercolor. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Here's like a Jim Mahfood copy from Spider-Verse. Got a little truck with some ink wash action. Here's a character I did it a while ago, but he looked really good, but I could never draw him the same like multiple times. Maybe I should like redraw him, but he doesn't really look like that. Here's another car. Here's where the sketchbook started getting good. Thought this is a good page. These are like these Bali theater masks. I mean, I like them, but they require a lot of like symmetry, which I'm not really a big fan of. But I think it's good to practice, so I should probably draw more. So we got some ODST guys. Here I did a watercolor. At this time, I had a lot of trouble like getting straight edges with the watercolor. It was all kind of like blended together here, but it's fine, I guess. Here I did 3 pages. Yeah, I did like 4 pages because by accident I drew this drawing here, or these two on this page, when I thought it was like this page, I guess. I don't know, I think I skipped the page by accident. Yeah, like I flipped, but I flipped 2 pages. So I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta draw these 2 now to fill it up. So yeah, I did these faces, and then I did this girl. I drew my friend here. She came out pretty, like, it looks like her a lot. She came out pretty like accurate. But I was gonna do a watercolor, and then I just like never came back to it. So she stayed as a pencil drawing. A watercolor. I think after this one I started doing watercolor sketches and another watercolor sketchbook. Here's some turkey vultures. Here's a comic. This one's fine, but like it doesn't really make sense unless you know like the inside references. I'll put it up so you guys can pause it and read it if you want. Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of good comics in this one, I think. I don't know what is considered good, but for what I've done recently in this other sketchbooks. Here's probably the best double page spread of a best 2-page combo in the sketchbook. I did like these safari animals, and then I drew Katamari doing like his little dance cycle. And then I drew this girl here. She has Katamari's body, and then she has a regular face. Little tank. I drew this creature from the Black Lagoon from this Instagram page called Horse and Hare. They're like a couple. They do like printmaking stuff. And I copied them on my own, and then do this guy up here. Here's probably the best comic in the sketchbook. I'll put it up so you guys can read it if you want. Just pause it. Yep, so that's that. Here's another cool page. Little bat girl action. These bats came out cool, and I like the way like I did the little gradient thing for the watercolor. Some more drawings. Started drawing more guns. And the next page I do like this little comparison. Right there. Here's a little frog I did. I tried to like do it the way Elisa Ivanova draws, like with the little nub she does. She uses like it's like a blender tool to mix graphite or charcoal or whatever you want. So I did that. Here's like this little comparison I did. This one had way more black, which I like it way more. This one, too much gray here. There's like some gumball sketches. Here's some poses, I guess. She came out cool. There's a little chicken, little rooster. Here, she took forever for me to finish. She didn't really come out that good. Her eyes come out wonky. You see it way more in the camera through the mirror, like when the eyes come out weird. Here's a little car. The next page has a bunch of these. I don't know why I decided to draw like this same exact model, but here it is, just repeated over and over. So I drew this. The next one here had like this comic idea for like a volleyball story. Here are the two characters. They're like these contract killers, and they gotta like join this volleyball tournament into like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it later on, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really like. I didn't want like every. I didn't want there to be like a ton of like repetitive stuff for like all the volleyball games, you know. So yeah, self-portrait, yellow. This one had a bunch of dots in it for some reason. I don't know why. Like I just put a bunch of little stippling dots. Little frog action. Here's a life drawing of a little plant I had outside. This guy took forever, dude. For the amount of like lines he has. Like this Korean flash tiger tattoo. Here I had plans for a comic, but I drew like the little pencil sketch of it, and then I was like, alright dude, just draw the next page and then you'll come back to it, but I never came back to it. So self-portrait, some little watercolor stuff. Here's where I really started like getting more serious and like learning about watercolor, like looking at other artists and stuff. I noticed this had way too much like chattery, noisy texture that didn't really look cool. So I started to realize like, damn, like I have to start putting way less strokes in my like paintings. For some reason I woke up at like 5 in the morning and I started drawing this guy, but I'll zoom it in. And I just like drew him non-stop. It's like I woke up so early, so I guess in my head I was like, damn, like am I really gonna like lose sleep like to eat shit, you know? So I drew him watercolor. Really Here's like a skull that I spent way too much time on, way too many layers, which also taught me like, hey bro, like it's about not using that many layers. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I would like to paint, but I guess everybody can do whatever the hell they want. I don't know. I think this. Oh yeah, I started playing chess this day. That's cool that I drew that there. Yeah, this is a separate day. Oh no, this is the same day as this one. So I started playing chess June 30th. Here's one of the best pages in the sketchbook. Here's a similar technique, but with a different marker. This is like a Nick Volge watercolor skull, but I just copied it on marker. Here's the same marker technique. Here's like this cover art of the David Cho's this book called Bruised Fruit that he made. Like this is like way like this is like early. I don't know about early David Cho, but this is like way like in the 90s, I think. I don't know. I think so. And I started listening to his podcast. It's called Masters of the Universe by David Cho. It's like really motivational for like people that want to draw or like do music. So, and then while I was listening to it, I drew like this entire page here. That she came up pretty good. Next morning we drew this little dog, Commander Cody, Darth Vader, John Beskeet. I drew this stuff. This is kind of a weak page here. I drew this one the same day as these, but here I tried to draw a little landscape, but landscapes are tough, dude, to be honest. I should like practice them, even though it's like mostly about composition. Here's a same marker technique. These are like a little too tight for me. Like I would want them more loosely drawn, but they're fine, I guess. Little fish guys. I drew these like in a couple of my previous sketchbooks. I don't know if the last one I did had it, but before that, I definitely have drawn these little fish guys before. Here's a little character, her name's Cynthia. One of the first drawings of her in this sketchbook. And then here are like her little pumpkin guys. The next couple pages are mostly just character designs. I'll show you like a couple of them. Here's like how she looked in the beginning. I was like experimenting with like what eyes I wanted her to have. And then skip a few pages. Yeah, we'll show you the last one. Here, there's like a couple pages of like just designs and stuff. Here's what she looks like now. I guess like her main feature. You'll see her again in the last page of the sketchbook. So the last feature, her big features like her hair, I guess, like her triangular face. So she has like little fangs, so she's a vampire. Here I was talking to my friend, and I guess we were talking about like drawing. So we're both drawing self-portraits. Here was like a page I did on Twitch. I drew this while I was streaming. I just like giraffe skull. I don't know, like a fox, I think, a wolf skull or a fox skull. And I drew the characters again here. I didn't draw this on Twitch. I had already drawn this on the page. So portrait and a little mask. So portrait. It's cool. Here was a 4-page drawing video I did. These are the first 2. These are the last 2. I did a little time lapse if you guys want to check it out. It's like my 3rd video, I think. Usually when I do like a short page, like this one, I just did a self-portrait and Greedo. I do like a little extra to like come onto this page. Because I guess like the rule is like, you gotta draw 2 pages every 2 days, but you have to draw at least a little bit every day in this sketchbook, you know? So, here's the tank. It is like a more modern tank. I've never drawn one of these before. This is the second best self-portrait in the sketchbook. I did like a Antwan Ramirez style thing, like the line work and stuff. Here's a shitty Frank Ocean drawing. It doesn't even look like him, but he's saying it don't look like Frankie Pooh. Here's the little frog from Hello Kitty. Here's the best drawing in the sketchbook, the best portrait. So similar technique to this one, but I don't know, it looks a little better, I think, and it's in marker. We have this little box guy all over the place. It's like a horse. Ballpoint. I don't know what the hell happened here. So I drew this little turtle, and then I guess the next day I was like, damn, like what do I make a video about? So I saw him, and here's a page for the turtle drawing. I think this was a live video. It might have been a time lapse, but pretty sure it was live. I did a video on that. And this is what I filled the rest of the page with. Pig page, I did a live video on this. Mecha King Eudora, did a live video on that. If you guys want to check them out, check out the videos. They're kind of long though. This one's like 1 hour and 30, this one's 40 minutes, so. Did a video on this one. This is actually a time lapse. It's only 6 minutes long. I thought the wheels came out really good, like the shadows and stuff. Self-portrait, not as good as the last 2, but it's still fine. Here's a character I made up in my other sketchbook, so I just drew her. Rooster page, did a video on that. Well, I think it was a time lapse, yeah. Here I did like a little Kim Jong-gi study, but didn't come out too hot, so. I like this stuff, like stuff coming out of other stuff. Like these are like little buttons, but I guess like I made it. Keep going. Here I thought these drawings were kind of good, I like the way her face came out. Here I was like, I bought like the silicone thing, like to make silicone molds. The clay should be coming today. It should have been scheduled according to UPS to come yesterday, but I guess it's delayed or something, like arriving late, so it should come today. So here's like some little sketches, but I did another sketch in my secrets, or my other sketchbook, about like what I want to sculpt or whatever. Skeletor, but he's got watercolor on him. Like he's got water on top of the marker, so I guess the marker gets all foggy and stuff. Just little figures. Here's a Mike Mignola study. Wasn't really much. I don't know if you would call this a study. I just copied his sketchbook pages. Yeah, I wanted to do like poses way better. His poses are freaking crazy. A lot of like the old Marvel guys have like crazy poses, but I like the way like he draws his people or whatever. And here I did a little more of a study. This guy. Now I'm drawing like more of him in the new sketchbook I started, but I came in with gray ink and filled some spots in. And this is it, the last page. Here's Cindy again, and here's the other character. And yeah, just filled in some stuff, a little face. Here's the continued lore with these guys. They're saying cool sketchbook, and then he's like bamboo sama ... Because usually the bamboo guy comes in, but he ain't here, so yeah, that's it. And we got this guy in the back. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized sketchbook. I won't be doing another sketchbook tour after this one for a while because I won't be showing. The sketchbook I got is like more of a practice sketchbook, so I'm not gonna do one of these until I finish that one, but that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in the next video.